Hello, dear students. Myself, Bhagirathi Behera, TGT Social Science of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Bagudi, Baleshwar, Odisha. Today, we are going to discuss an important topic of social science book of class 7. The name of the topic is How the State Government Works. Really, before knowing about the working of the state governments, we must think about the present situation. We are facing a very important, very dangerous situation of coronavirus. In this regard, our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, declared lockdown throughout the country for 4 times till now, and it may further be extended. And before declaration of lockdown by the Prime Minister consults to the Chief Minister of every state of our country, and he decides and gives the declaration. So, dear students, from this we know at the central level we have the Prime Minister, and at the state level we have the Chief Minister. And we have already studied in this regard in the last year, in class 6, that the levels of the government. We have 3 levels of government. One is the national level, second one is the state level, and third one is the local level. At the national level we have the central government, at the state level we have the state government, and at the local level we have the Panchayati Raj system, about which we have already studied in class 6. Now you could understood that in the middle level we have the state government. Another question arises for us: why do we have state government? Dear students, you know very well, India is a very huge country with 28 states and 9 union territories. This country is subdivided because it is not easy to rule from one place at the center. So our country is divided into states and union territories. Now we will go to the topic that is how the state government works. In the state governments, you know very well, there are 3 organs. The first one is legislature, second one is the executive, and third one is the judiciary. The main function of the legislature is to make the law, and the main function of the executive is to implement the law, and the main function of the judiciary is to interpret the law. So first of all, we will discuss about the legislature. The legislature of a state comprises the governor and one or two houses. Only in 6 states we have 2 houses. Those are Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, UP, Bihar and Maharashtra. But in all other states there is only one house, that is Legislative Assembly. And in every state there is the Legislative Assembly. And the 2 houses, from the 2 houses, one is the Legislative Council and the another one is the Legislative Assembly. Really, the Legislative Council is an advisory body. It gives advice to the government, but it is a permanent body. The members of this house are elected for a term of. The main function of the Legislative Assembly is to make a new law for the state. To make a new law for the state, a proposal which is called as the bill is initiated by any member of the Legislative Assembly. After having been passed this bill in the Legislative Assembly, this bill goes to the governor for his consent. After receiving the consent of the governor, this bill becomes the law. In this way, a new law is made in a state. There are so many works are also being done in the Legislative Assembly. Generally, on any current issues or any important issue of the state, debate and discussion is held in the Legislative Assembly. For debate and discussion, generally 2 sessions are there. Those are winter session and monsoon session. During these sessions, debate and discussions are held. Any member can arise the issue or any problem of his area, and the concerned minister gives the answer what steps have been taken by the government. So in this way, the Legislative Assembly performs very important function for the state. Now we will go towards the member of this Legislative Assembly. That is MLA. MLA stands for Member of Legislative Assembly. every after 5 years a general election is held for the state. In that election different candidates of different political parties, they nominate for the MLAs. Then election is held. After the declaration of the result of election, I mean the candidate who secures the highest vote, he is declared as the MLA. And he is elected by the voters of a particular area, which is called as the constituency. Now question arises, what is constituency? Our whole state is divided into different smaller areas. Considering the proportion of the population, those small areas are called as the constituency. From each constituency, one MLA is elected. In this way, state-wise, there are different numbers of MLAs. As for example, in Odisha, there are 147 MLAs. The state like Uttar Pradesh, where the number of MLAs is highest, that is 403. There are some states also where there are less numbers of MLAs, like Mizoram, Sikkim, Goa. In Mizoram and Goa, there are only 40 members each. In Sikkim, there are 32 members. In this way, our legislative assembly is formed. Dear students, this is the end of this session. In the next session, we will discuss about the formation of the government, about the executive and the ruling party, opposition party, and the role of the medias, etc. Thank you.